Someone in God's community said that they got their gifts from God by asking God for it. And that's amazing. It's not how I got mine, though. I got mine because I asked God for help. I asked Him for His assistance because I was going through something that I didn't know what. I didn't know what it was. I just know it didn't feel good. It was something in the spiritual. One night, I'll give you the story on it. One night I was sleeping and it was hard for me to go to sleep. But when I finally got to go to sleep, I didn't sleep good at all. I tossed and turned and I felt like I had brief glimpses of waking up, still feeling agony. And I remember rolling over onto my stomach and getting on my knees and just started praying, crying, asking God to help me. I don't know what's going on, but whatever it is, it's too much. And after my prayer, I dozed off and I slept like a baby. And for the first time in a long time, I actually had a dream. But it wasn't a good dream. It wasn't a nightmare, but it wasn't a good dream. In that dream, God revealed some people that I was very close with, that I trusted. And I didn't believe it at first because God wasn't there saying, look what they're doing to you. It wasn't like that. It was just a dream of what they were doing. So I thought it was just a regular dream and it didn't make sense to me. But that same day, somebody from my past called me, which I don't believe in coincidence. So they called me, we talked, and the things that I saw in my dream, I was making light conversation of, to bring or to put the topic in the air. I didn't want to accuse anybody, over a dream. It's a dream. So when I put those topics in the air, the person I was talking to got a little defensive and they started saying things that didn't make sense unless the things in my dream were real. Like people that they shouldn't have been talking to, like they really didn't have any reason to talk to that person. They were showing defensive behaviors about that person. For example, if I never talked to your grandmother, but now you bring up your grandmother, and I'm like, why would you say that? And blah, 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 instead of me saying, oh, how is she doing? Oh, I thought about her years ago or something. Instead of that, it was more defensive, like the person is active in their life. So that was my first flag. So later that day, I called the other person and I brought up the first person and they got defensive. And immediately my heart fell. My heart was like, dude, kidding me? That's how we rolling? But after I got out my emotions, I was just like, dude, God is real. God is absolutely real. Because the evil stuff that was going on behind my back, because it was more than that. Black magic is real. Witchcraft is real. Personally, I felt like maybe it existed, but I always felt like this. Whether it exists or not, God is the most powerful, and I believe in God. So none of this magic stuff, this hoodoo, voodoo, none of this stuff could affect me because God is on my side. And I still feel like that. But when the dreams came, me crying out to God for help, when I added all this up, I was just like, yo, I need to get serious in the word again. And that's been my journey since. Moral of the story is, I didn't get my gifts by asking God for them. I only asked God for help, and He helped me by giving me these gifts so I can see. So I could see what I wasn't seeing before. I guess I was like a child, naive to the dangers out there. But now that I see things differently. I see the world differently. I see the matrix for what it is. It's all an illusion. It looks convincing because you could see it, you could touch it, you can hear it, you can smell it. So it feels real, but it's not real. I mean, it's real to a degree. If you believe the illusions, it's real to a degree. But if the physical world is real, then the spiritual world has to be real. Because it comes down to two things. If there's something you can see, if it's physical, then there has to be something that's not physical, non-physical. So people who believe in the physical, who don't believe in the non-physical, they're only seeing half the picture. And I see both sides now. I see it clear as day, honestly. From people's behaviors, you can't see what a person is thinking. But by you looking at their behavior, what they say, how it, how they move when they say it, you can see what they're not telling you. Or in other words, you can see the unseen. So anyway, hopefully you guys got something from this. If nothing, I would say if you believe in God with your whole heart, do as the other person said. Ask God for a gift. Ask Him for His blessings. But if you're struggling like I was, like the world was beating you up and you didn't even know it, don't be afraid to cry out to God for help, because He will help you. He got my back and He got yours. Peace and blessings.